Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. My name is Hank Webster. I'm the Rhode Island Director for a nonprofit called Acadia Center. We are based in the region, and we are a research and advocacy organization, and our mission is to advance the clean energy future. We strongly support this legislation. It's past time that Rhode Island takes this kind of action. This is the top legislative priority of the environmental and energy community. And this legislation will have the effect of signaling to industry, to other states, to everyone involved that Rhode Island is serious about meeting these goals. We have had them in place, and we can talk about discrepancies on whether or not we met the 10%, but it's clear that we need to do more faster, as Director Coit said. The good news is that we have the technology to mitigate and avoid a lot of emissions. We just need to develop and design programs to better deploy it across our state. We see other states in our region like Maine leading on a lot of environmental issues, and certainly we can do more to emulate Massachusetts and others in the region. I wanted to address a couple of questions that came up specifically about whether or not any of us have electrified our homes or bought an electric car. I've done all of that. The only thing I haven't been able to do is an electric heat pump water heater because of some technological differences in the space that you need. But everything else I've done, and I'm saving money. I didn't do it out of pocket. I was able to finance it through state programs that have 0% long-term loans, and I would advocate for expanding that program and making sure that more people can take advantage of that. But I've gone from 1,000 gallons of oil in my home down to 0. That's a significant climate benefit. And I'm saving costs every month because my energy costs are lower. I did insulation. So there's a lot of things that actually don't cost money to people. They will save them money. And I will just echo comments from others that we cannot be timid. I grew up in Rhode Island. I left. I came back. And as corny as it may sound, it was to make an impact in the state that I love. And I think it is very frustrating when we hear about businesses and industries basically holding out the worst case scenario, industries that require fossil fuels right now for high heat applications, which is a tiny, tiny portion of them, and saying we can't do anything else. We can't do any of this reductions because we need that, and that we won't solve it by 2050. And I know I'm over time, but the bill also does, if you note, in the 2050 target, account for net zero reductions, which means you can, if we get to that end date, and you can't get over the hurdle, you can also do things to mitigate the carbon count. So planting trees, carbon sequestration, other things. So those industries that actually need fossil fuels, if they still need them by 2050, there are ways to account for that. Thank you.